welcome everybody to week number 3 of the MEA the MEA M3 Series. Right now we're getting ready for the B lobby drivers to get rocking and rolling, so very soon here we'll get to the A lobby. I'm just making sure that these guys get off okay and we get raced for them. So. Alright, so B lobby drivers are set to go. We're going to get to the A lobby action here momentarily as we're going to bring these drivers on in. Here 14 drivers for the A lobby have made an appearance here tonight. We moved one driver up to kind of balance out the two lobbies for driver count this week. So about 12 drivers in B, 14 drivers in A. So should be a good show here tonight. And welcome to week number 3 of the M3 Series here at MEA. I'm SSR Mayhem, bringing you tonight's live action here at Silverstone, the national circuit, as we got 14 drivers ready to rock and roll for tonight's action here, as it looks like Kragadon's finally got in. and so has MRT Truth. So 15 drivers are making the show here tonight in the A lobby action. Ready to go here. And once all the drivers link up and make sure that they are ready, we'll get ready to race. Once again, 15 drivers making the show. Truth, Elgard, waiting on them to ready up, along with Bobberts as well. Alright, so all the drivers are ready to go. We're going to go 61 laps of racing here momentarily. So the drivers getting prepared for their pace lap. Once again, I believe KMM might be getting a penalty after MEA officials go over. In fact, I believe he does not have a paint scheme on the car. That is a big no-no here at MEA, so a possible 5-point penalty after this race. We'll have to see what the officials at MEA say about that. However, we'll start at the front row. Starting on the front row, currently your points leader leading by 1 point over Hydra, who's not here with us tonight. And looks like there was an issue with people loading up. That or they wrecked each other and they got damaged. So we're all good to go again. I wonder if someone hit each other really hard and got some damage on the backside of the car, which is probably why they restarted it. Once again, this is week 3 of the MEA M3 Series here at Silverstone. Some people like to call them rounds, so it would be round 3 of 5. We got 2 weeks left to go here in the series, and it's been a good one so far this season. There's a lot of up and downs with some of the drivers. The driver count has been fantastic. Pretty much 2 full lobbies for A and B here tonight. So once again, we're going to get ready to rock and roll again. Starting on the front row, BRZM Servi right alongside him. SSR Bobberts are right behind them. And road number 2 is Standing Joel, looking to bounce back after a rough week last week at Daytona after his great performance in week number 1 at Road Atlanta. Right behind him, Max Senna, the number 27 machine. In the next row, row number 3, AMSB Shadow alongside MRT Canyon. Right behind them in row number 4 is SSR Nicole in the number 69 Time Machine, and Merciful making his first appearance in MEA M3 Series this season as well. Right behind them in row number 5, it will be MRT Elgard. And I just realized he just changed his gamer tag. And alongside him will be Delete LVII. In row number 6, SMX Savitar. Alongside him, WRT Kragadon. In row number 7, in the 13th place will be SMX Venomous. Right behind them will be MRT Truth. TT Never Saw. Rounding out your top 15. So we're going to start with week 1 performer. Got the Driver of the Day award. Standing Jewel, who qualified 3rd. A couple of the top guys did not make it this week, which will give Serby an opportunity to pounce on some more points, but Bobbert's right there in the championship hunt, currently 3rd in the point standings. Serby takes the inside line to start this race. Once the nose of the cars hit the start-finish line, it will be green to go. A green flag flies as 61 laps of racing are underway. So far, so good for all the drivers. Oh, a little bit of a lag spike on my end. Hopefully I'm not going to get kicked out of the race lobby like we've seen weeks past. So let's all pray that that doesn't happen. However, the start of the race pretty good for Serby Bobbers and Standing Jewel. 1, 2, and 3. Right behind them, Mex Senna, who's currently putting pressure on Standing Jewel right now. Right behind them, B Shadow, Cayman and Nicole. Delete following. Cayman to the inside right now as he looks for a pass on B Shadow. So far, the top 3 running real hot right now. We'll drop back and see how it looks like there's a little battle going on in the mid-pack right now as these drivers are packed up 5 to 9. Right now, Cayman right there in the 5th position. He's got, it looks like B Shadow going in. I'm sorry, that's Delete. Delete making a few moves here early in this race already, and 2 laps of racing action. So he looks to challenge for that 5th spot over Cayman. The top 4 starting to do a little bit of distance. Looks like WRT Kragadon already out of this race. So that drops us down to 14 drivers remaining. Not sure what happened to Kragadon, but looks like he possibly disconnected right now. A nice battle here for the mid-pack group as Delete's trying to get some push on Cayman right now, further back behind them. In the 10th position right now, SMX Savitar right there, battling between Nicole for the 9th position. He's got MRT Truth right behind them as well. This pack right now really, really tight as we expected short track, expected some really battles, close battles in the midsection. Right there, you see 5 through 12 right in line with each other. They're really digging in deep here. On-camera view right there. You see Delete and Cayman still battling it out for the 5th position as Cayman on the outside line, Delete to the inside. Elgard looking to follow suit. They touch side by side coming out of the corner. A lot of action going on here early for these drivers. Nicole starting to get to that back-end group with B Shadow and them, but starting to spread out just a little bit here. When Beast gets a little bit too aggressive going into the corner, breaks a little late, bumping Elgard to the outside, and Lee goes to the inside. Nicole looking to capitalize on this as she goes to the inside of Elgard now. Side by side as they go into the next turn. Oh, look at this! Shadow backs off just a little bit. Elgard goes right in front of him. He breaks late. Nicole to the inside. Nicole trying to capitalize this, but doesn't get the position she wants. She's on the outside line. Savitar looks to the inside with teammate Venice right behind him. And it looks like they're going to go 3 wide, almost coming out of the turn. Nicole trying to hold on to her line. Look at it, 3 wide as they cross the stripe. 3 3 wide. Who's going to give here? They're both going still 3 wide. Savitar, Nicole, and Venomous. Venomous having to hold off to the outside. Nicole backs off as Savitar goes to the inside. Side by side still is Venomous. Nicole looks. Nicole backs off, gives the position over to Venomous. And Truth now side by side with Nicole. Nicole in all sorts of battles right now. As Truth's now making a move to the outside there. Nicole's being able to hold on to that position right now. And Truth right there in position. You gotta wonder if he's gonna take a shot here to the inside. It's early in the race. He doesn't. Nicole not getting the best run going into the turn. They're still side by side going through these little S's there. Nicole to the inside line there right now. Look at that. Merciful right there into the picture as well. Side by side as he's underneath Truth. Truth side by side to the outside of Venomous. I'm sorry, not Venomous. Merciful. And Merciful will take that position away. So what a wild ride for those two right now, battling for the 9th position. 2 teammates from the SMX group as they are digging it out right there in the identical paint schemes. And the Shadow all over the Mac bumper of Elgard. But look at this side by side as Savitar battles Venomous. And Nicole's showing right back up in that picture again. You gotta think she wants a little bit at these two. As they went 3 wide going across the front straightaway, going into turn 1, they had to give each other some room. A little bit undercuts, a little bit outside running there, but these 3 still relatively close to one another. We're going to check out to see how K-Man and Delete's doing. Delete looks like he finally got around K-Man. And he looks like he's gapped him just a little bit, but Senna's looking to put some pressure on Standing Joel right now as the battle for 3rd starts heating up here. As 7 laps are down in this race. And it's been a good one so far. A lot's been going on. Serby and Bobbert still pretty within each other's pace right now. You see them right there. The top 4 still relatively close. Delete looks like he's going to try to make a hard charge for the top 4 right now. As these 2 are battling right in front of him, Standing Joel and MEX Senna. If we pull up the race map, you can see how far these guys have drifted off of one another. TT Never Saw right there in the back of the pack right now. He got bumped up from the B lobby. He was one of the few 3 drivers that got moved up, as he's currently 14th or 15th. Kragadon, the only driver not in the race right now. So TT Never Saw kind of doing a Sunday cruise right now, but looking to get his way back up there to see if he can battle for those top positions in front of him. We'll see what happens as the race progresses, as he makes his first MEA A lobby appearance. But he just jumped back up as MRT Never Saw right now, seeing some eyeballs in the front headlights of Elgard here, as Elgard looking to try to put that pressure back on the K-Man. But right behind him, Beast Shadow. These 2 guys have a little bit of history. And I would say actually between Delete, Shadow, and Elgard. Back in the MEA GT Championship Series, these 3 were a force to reckon with. They constantly battled with one another, and it still continues here today. Even though Delete's in front of them right now, Elgard and Shadow currently 7th and 8th. They're tracking down K-Man, who's in that 6th position right now, as K-Man's trying to regroup after getting passed by Delete. And Nicole's dropped down to a 12th now, as Merciful has moved up to 10th. Riding with Standing Joel right now, who's been under fire from MEX Senna since the start of since the last few laps of this race. Looks like he got a little bit of a gap on him right now. Right in front of them, Bobberts and Serby. Serby currently your race leader, with Bobberts in 2nd right now. Being that it's a short track race, we're going to probably see some lap cars here today. And someone's already in the pits. MRT Truth. SMX Savitar, something's going on with him. Savitar has to make a pit stop, an unscheduled pit stop. Not sure what happened to him. Wonder if he had an issue with his teammate, as MNR Truth now coming out of the pits. And he's looking to probably have to make another pit stop later in this race, as Bobber's right there in 2nd, Serby right in front of him. Those 2 are on the way right now, not too far off of them are Delete, K-Man, those guys back there for 5th and 6th, Standing Joel, MEX Senna, 3rd and 4th. I know I mixed them around a little bit, but these guys are on the way, and lap down cars, we got to think here, could play a factor into today's race. Looks like we have a battle back there for the 10th spot, as Nicole Merciful has traded places. Not sure what happened with Mercerfield as he passed Nicole earlier in this race. If you're just tuning in, this is week number 3 of the MEA M3 Series. I'm SSR Mayhem bringing you tonight's live action as we are currently 10 out of 61 laps down so far in this race here at Silverstone National. It was a really wild start to this race as Serby, Bobberts, Senna, and Standing Joel all took off in the top 4, leading about 5th through 12, literally in a line. We had a three-wide battle going on in the last turn, in the first turn, with Savitar, Venomous, and Nicole. They were 3 wide, and it's been battles all over the racetrack so far. Right now, one of the main battles on the track is currently for that 3rd position, but it looks like Standing Joel has finally distanced himself from Senna, as Senna was all over his back bumper to start the race. Savitar currently the only car a lap down, and Kragathon having some connection issues that have dropped him out of this race early as well. Serby's starting to gap Bobberts just a little bit so far at the beginning of this race. If you pull up the race map, you can see how big of a distance gap there is right now, but it looks like Cayman currently having some issues as Elgard has passed him, and now he's under fire from Beast Shadow. And if you're wondering about Cayman's paint, there is a possibility that there will be a penalty as his paint scheme was not added to the car before the race. This is an MEA penalty after the MEA officials will look over after the race. It's not going to be a major penalty, but something that he's going to have to want to look into in the weeks to come, as there's only 2 weeks left of the MEA M3 Series. As Beast Shadow working on Cayman right now. Beast Shadow on the back side of him, looking around, trying to find some answers here as he wants to get up to one, I would say, one of his friendly rivalries with MRT Elgard, currently running in that 6th position. And look at this, Beast Shadow to the inside of Cayman, side by side to come out of the corner. Cayman a little bit better of a run as they're going to go over the stripe. So Beast looking for options here. He's trying to find ways around Cayman, but right now it's just not working out for him early in this race, as we are 13 of 61 down now here. Cayman trying to throw the block. He gets in front of it. Beast cuts back over to the inside. Nothing there. Gets back in line as they enter turn. Look at this to the outside. Beast Shadow trying to make something happen there. Nothing there, though. But Beast Shadow still working all over the back bumper of Cayman. Watch for that inside line here. We'll see if Beast Shadow takes a jab in there. And he does. Look at that, to the inside. Cayman gets a little bit too wide. Shadow to the outside now. Cayman to the inside. Can they hold that side by side for the battle of 7th right now? Beast just did not get the deal finished, and Cayman gets right back in front of him. And just like that, the battle continues as Beast Shadow still struggling to try to get around Cayman. But right in front of them, MRT Elgard is tracking down Delete. And Delete, getting around Cayman not too long ago, is now making a hard charge for Delete. And not only that, Delete's been actually tracking down the guys in 3rd and 4th, which are Standing Joel and Mech Senna. So we might see a little bit of a 4-way battle if this keeps up, because right now these two are hard charging for that front group. And right now in the top 5, trying to stay in the top 5 is Delete, as Elgard has found some life here, as he didn't get the start he wanted early in this race, and now he's kind of putting things together, putting the pieces. I mean, he was a part of that big pack, that big battle for the 6th position, as they were all battling against Cayman there, and it was a wild ride. But we should be seeing here in the next 5 to 6 laps, possibly a battle for that position between Elgard and Delete. Cayman right now still trying to hold off Beast Shadow. Beast is all over the back bumper. They touch. Beast to the outside. Can he hold on to it? Is he going to cross over and try to make something happen here? He does not, but he gets the back bumper of Cayman. And look at this. SMX Venomous is now starting to leak his way into the picture. Look at that, Beast Shadow still working on Cayman. Cayman's probably had enough of this. This is all he's been seeing since getting past about lap 8, as Delete got around him from the 5th position. Ever since then, Cayman's slowly been creeping backwards, but he's been able to hold his own so far, and Shadow's just not able to make something happen around him. And MRT Truth is now a lap down. Merciful, the next on the list to go. Bobberts has lost a lot of ground on Serby, and Serby has led every lap so far in this race. Serby just making it look easy, running his lines, running his course. Currently the championship points leader right in front of Hydra by one, who's not in this race here tonight due to some personal life issues as he's not able to be here with us today. Bobberts is currently third in the point standing, and Bobberts, he's got a little ways to go as he's lost quite a bit of ground on Serby so far in the beginning of this race. Currently running in the second position. It's been a quiet race for those two guys, but you know, like I said, lap traffic will start taking effect throughout this race. We're only in lap number 17 as, I mean, you can see it right there, the gap. So, I mean, whatever happens between these drivers might happen in lap traffic, and you got to think for Bobberts, that's what he's going to want to see. Right behind him, standing Joel in the 697 machine. Had a great race in week number 1. Finished, I believe he finished 4th in that race. And right now running 3rd, but he's got a hard-charging Mech Senna who's been phenomenal in this season so far. Mech Senna, one of the guys to keep an eye on throughout this race. Standing Jordan now catching up to SSR Bobberts, and it looks like we have a disconnect in the race once again. We'll find out here in a minute who it might have been. Right now, that was WRT Merciful, so the two WRT drivers not being able to finish this race, unfortunately, due to some issues. It looks like connection issues were the issues. So we got about 13 drivers still on the lead lap. I'm sorry, not on the lead lap. We got it on the track. Savitar being the last car lap down right now. And there's the lead, currently in 5th right now. Starting to track down the guys for 3rd and 4th. Elgard not too far behind them. Elgard not getting a little bit wide there. Not sure if that's the line he wanted to take. Came in, who's been under fire. But look at this! We got a 3-way battle for that position right now. It's SMX. Venomous has now entered the picture. Look at this! Venomous looks to the inside of Beast Shadow. Beast gets loose. They touch just barely as he was trying to throw a block on Venomous. Side by side, going through turn number 1. And now, just like that, you see Beast Shadow having all kinds of issues trying to get around Cayman so far. And now he's got more company as SMX Venomous is making his appearance late in this race and not too far behind them. SSR Nicole's now making a few of this battle, so we might see her start entering the picture as this has just got a little bit rougher for Beast Shadow. Venomous looking to the inside. Shadow holding into that inside line like glue right there. Look at him hold on to it, gripping that line. And Cayman's loving this right now. He's been the one under fire so far in this race. And now that Venomous has shown up, it's kind of giving him a little bit of breathing room as Venomous is all over. Look at this. All over the back bumper of Beast. He looks to the inside. Beast having to get a little bit wide there. They're right there, but they're side by side. Going through the S's. Can Venomous hold that inside line? Look at this, still side by side. Beast trying to hold on to it, but can't. Venomous will take over that position, and now we'll see if Venomous can get around Cayman. So Venomous really strong the last few laps in this race, showing some life as he's been moving up the field slowly but surely. As right now, he's going to have to work on Cayman, and Cayman has been doing a great job in this race, playing defense. He's only gotten passed by Elgard and Delete since the start of this race, but right now, he's got a new face showing in his screen, and it's probably not what he wanted to see. He probably wanted to see him behind Shadow to see how long the Beast could hold him, but Beast kind of had to let him go there, as it wouldn't have ended very well if they tried to hold that line, but Venomous is running really, really strong so far. And he's going to take a jab here at Cayman real soon, so let's keep an eye on this 3-way battle right now for the 7th position. Cayman holds that inside line. Venomous tries to take the lower line. Beast Shadow following along suit. Doesn't get the run like Venomous did. And look at that, Venomous gives him a little bit of a touch there, letting Cayman know, I'm right here, buddy. Cayman didn't really get the best braking through the turn. Shadow right there still. It looks like Nicole had made a pit stop in this race. Giving him a little bit of a touch, letting him know he's there. Goes to that inside line. Cayman's trying to hold on to it. He throws a block. Doesn't let Venomous get the line he wants, but I'm sure Venomous is going to take that jab to the inside. We watched Elgard do it earlier. Cayman gets real loose to the outside. Venomous to the inside. Side by side, coming around the final turn of the lap here. Venomous holding on. Venomous gets shoved a little wide, and now the Shadow goes to the inside. And Beast trying to hold on, but Venomous got a good run out of that corner. They're still side by side going off of turn number one. A little bit of a touch there. Beast not getting a good run off of corner number one. Gets a little loose off the apex. And Cayman's like, come on, guys, give me a break. I am trying to not die here today. They've been putting all types of pressure on Cayman. This battle for 7th has been really, really spectacular so far. Standing Joel right there in the feet has about gapped Senna there about 200 feet. Elgard is starting to creep up on the lead now, so that's a battle that we're going to have to take a look at. But look at that, Venomous gets a little bit of a late break, and Beast got a great run going into the corner. Beast to the outside. There's not enough speed. All right, now these three are really duking it out, but Cayman has been phenomenal in this race. He's really throwing the blocks where they need to be. He's not overly aggressive on the defense, on the defensive side of things right now. He's really just running his own race, but he's got all kinds of company. I mean, the only good thing for him right now is the fact that Venomous and Beast have been kind of sloppy, but he didn't get a good run under the corner. He gets passed right by Venomous, and then he just made that look so easy. And Beast didn't get the run like Venomous did going in there, so he wasn't able to get around there. And that battle between Cayman and Beast Shadow is going to continue, as Venomous probably has this, the way he's been running, I don't see how these guys possibly get back around him, but we'll see what Cayman has to offer here, as he's currently getting, oh, but Beast Shadow goes to the inside. Cayman trying to hold that outside line. Can Beast hold on to it? And he can, he just doesn't get the run. And Cayman's got a little bit more of straight line speed. We pull up the race map, and you can see the race leader right now, Serbia, really starting to get to some people right now. He's right there behind, I believe, 10th spot. Sorry, he's getting behind 7th position now. That's a Star Nicole, who had to make a pit stop a little bit ago. She's currently right behind TT Never Saw. Beast Shadow's finally gotten around Cayman, it looks like. Beast Shadow gets an opportunity to track down Venomous again. Cayman's gone from 5th to 9th, but oh, but Beast Shadow doesn't get a good run! Cayman got a great run off the corner. He's now back in front of Beast! Back to the inside. That inside line just hasn't been working coming off that exit. And you see right there, Cayman starting to get that speed going. Now they might have two different two different types of tunes on those cars, so he might have the better straight line speed, but his where Cayman's lacking right now is his consistency in this race. I mean, he's done very good defensively, but every other lap he seems to be making minor mistakes, getting into turns, not making his braking points count. But look at this, B's trying to cut a little bit underneath there, just doesn't have the speed to do it. Cars on the track still. The two WRT drivers out of the race so far. And Nicole right now, next victim of RZM Servi from Rise Motorsports. And right now, battle for 10th might be brewing in the distance here, because Servi's not only walking into what could be lapping another driver, he's also walking into what could be a battle for the 10th position, as TT Never Saw is just trying to keep on trucking here, and he's got company from SSR Nicole, who's currently looking to not be the next car lap down. And just like that, Servi finds himself in a predicament where he's currently trying to get around a battle for the 10th position. But Nicole backs off and lets Servi on by there, so he doesn't have to do a whole lot of work. Got a decent run, but Servi got a huge run, got a little wide there, and now he's side by side with Never Saw. And gets right behind Servi, back in line, and now we got a battle for the 10th spot between TT Never Saw and SSR Nicole. Nicole looks to the inside. Side by side, coming out of the corner down the mid straightaway here. Nicole, the outside. TT Never Saw on the inside. Nicole, look at that, to the outside. Nicole tries to make a pass. Side by side, TT gets a little rough to the inside line there. And Nicole, just like that, gets right on by to take the 10th position. I Never Saw, couldn't just, gets a little, he's trying to hold on to the car, but he's going to make a pit stop now after the battle with Nicole. So he's going to get some tires and some fuel and get himself back on his feet and get moving once again. But the battle for 6th between B Shadow and Cayman still lurks in the distance, as 31 of 61 are down. Halfway point is here. Cayman, this is one of the weakest points of the track for Cayman right now, but because of the way that it lines up, those guys to the inside go to the outside. Oh my gosh, look at this! B Shadow crosses over! Venomous goes in for a pit stop now. Side by side, Cayman and B Shadow. This is his opportunity. Can he hold on? But look at the speed by Cayman as he gets right on by. And that is what has been the struggling point for B Shadow this entire race. TT Never Saw gets into the grass coming out of the pit. I wonder if he was just trying to let these guys on by and not cause any problems, but he goes very close there. And right now, TT Never Saw currently your 12th position. Right behind him, Savitar. Savitar had some early incident in this race, and he's going to have to try to battle TT if he wants to get... Oh my gosh, look at that, right in front of B Shadow. Cayman throws a block. B Shadow down to back up. Look at the run into the corner. B Shadow gets right back into it, side by side, going into the final turn. Cayman into the inside line. Can B Shadow make the outside lurk? This is the first time we've seen that. As B Shadow side by side, but look at the speed by Cayman. He's got so much more frontline speed than B Shadow does, and that's what's been hurting B Shadow, trying to get around Cayman. He just couldn't get the runs on the straightaway, and Cayman just going right on through strong. And that's what's been keeping this battle alive for Cayman, the fact that he's got the straight line speed over B Shadow. B Shadow giving a little bit of a bump, trying to push him a little wide, get to that inside line. Look at that, the bump pass, but this is not going to be enough, as Cayman going to blow right back on by, right in front of B Shadow. And the battle for 5th is still working, as I believe it was Venomous who made a pit stop. So right now, Venomous dropped back just a little bit, but Roberts also had a pit stop. He's in the 7th position right now, and so is Elgard. Elgard has made a pit stop, so that puts Delete and Senna 2 and 3. 2nd position sitter right there. MEX Senna, Serby in 4th. He also made a pit stop, and Senna's trying to track down the race leader as Standing Joel currently leads this race, as these two drivers still got some pit stops to make, but they are still running hard, and you can see how close these guys have still been to one another. They really haven't distanced themselves. I mean, Standing Joel has kind of gapped them just a little bit by a couple hundred feet, but it's been pretty good. And I just saw that Cayman got passed. Let's see what happened there, but he's fighting back, and there's the speed! Beast Shadow just tried. He tried everything he could to put a little bit of a bump so he couldn't get that run, but wasn't able to do it. Now he's back to the outside again, Cayman to the inside. These two are just not giving up. Look at that! Beast Shadow to the inside! And they're side by side coming out of the corner again. But Cayman, the front line speed is going to come alive here as they go side by side. Beast actually got a little bit of a front run in front of him. He doesn't have enough. Beast can't hold on to that inside line going into 1. These two are still battling, but bumper to bumper action. Beast Shadow looks back to the inside, nothing there. Cayman throws a block, thinking that he is still there. They're going to get onto the long straight here. Can Beast Shadow throw that little bump pass, but he doesn't try it again. Stays in line as these two are still duking it out here in lap number 34. And these two just been duking it out so much in this race. Beast Shadow looks to the inside again. We got a battle for 10th right now. SSR Nicole currently on the backside of SMX Venomous. These two were currently they were in a battle earlier in this race. We'll get back to Beast Shadow and Cayman soon, but this is something that was earlier on in the race. Saboteur, Venomous, and Nicole, they were battling for that position. I believe they're battling for about 7th place at the time, and they were 3 wide coming out of the final corner and going into turn number 1. It was something else, and then she's back to work. There's Beast Shadow coming out of the pits now. Beast Shadow losing a position to SSR Nicole. And you gotta see here, can Nicole make it on fuel though? I'm not sure about that, only because she made an early pit stop. She might have enough to get there, but we're gonna have to find out as this race continues, because she's got some speed on her right now, and she's gonna do everything she can to try to pick up the win here today. Actually, you know what? She didn't make an early pit stop. She pitted about 5-6 laps ago, so excuse me for that misinformation. She should make it on fuel, so she's having a great run right now, but she's got to try to beat out Venomous here, as these two drivers, they've really been working hard, and Beast Shadow went and made a pit stop. He's all the way back to 10th. He's the first car on the lead lap out of 13 drivers, and I believe he's right there in front of, I believe, Standing Joel, I'm sorry. But Standing Joel and Senna make a pit stop, so Serby will then move up to the lead here in a moment. Bobbert's not too far away from that, and Venomous and Nicole are still going at it right now. I mean, these two have been really duking it out for the last lap here, and Nicole has kind of laid off over the year. She used to be an extremely aggressive driver. You gotta wonder if she's gonna start putting some aggressive moves on Venomous because of what happened earlier in the race. But it's been a very good race so far. A lot of action in the mid-pack as battles working, and look at Nicole getting a really good run coming out of the final corner there. So Nicole's still working to try to get around Venomous. She's got to find some speed here. pace. The action has been very good in this race so far, and Nicole's trying to find something to put on Venomous right now. Those two drivers still going at it. Not as close as K-Man and B-Shadow were, but B-Shadow took an early pit stop to see if he could possibly get around K-Man, but it doesn't look like it worked, as K-Man's currently in front of him still. I believe Savitar might be starting to creep up on Neversaw, and he's right there. And Savitar had a really unfortunate circumstances earlier in this race, and hopefully, you know, he's been able to rebound. He's finally found some speed in the car, but it was a very weird thing that happened. Not sure what happened. We weren't there when we saw it, but he lost a lot of time. Had to make a pit stop. Not sure if he can make it on fuel, though. That's the one thing I'm not positive on. Maybe we get a little quick glance at Savitar here. He's got about 40% fuel left. I'm not sure if he's going to make it the full length or not, but he's still out there. He's still fighting, and it's good to see as he's still battling. You see right behind him, though, Elgard and Delete sitting there. They're still going at it. Delete's been slowly creeping up on him ever since, but hasn't been able to get really alongside him. Nicole, though, right now, looking to try to get around Venomous. She just hasn't been able to find the run in the last couple of laps to get there. She's right on him, but needs to find some type of opportunity to get through. She might have to throw, might have to try to make a pass that she's not used to running right now, but she hasn't yet been able to get to the back bumper of Venomous to make the opportunity pass. As there they come, and this is usually the closest part they are to one another. Nicole looks like she takes a little bit more of an inside line, and Venomous gets a little bit further of a run coming out of exit. We'll come back to these guys in a little bit, as B-Shadow got back around K-Man again, and something must have happened to K-Man, because B-Shadow's got quite a gap on him. And K-Man has held off B-Shadow for at least 20 laps, and they've been going back and forth. K-Man's had the faster car on the straights, but has been struggling in the turns. B-Shadow struggling to get around the corner there. Got into the crash just a little bit, but we've noticed K-Man's had a speedy car on the streets. Can he get back up on B-Shadow? K-Man struggled in this section all race long as well. This hasn't been his best section. It looks like he got a good run through there. I think there's about a 10-second gap between the race leader and second right now. Looks like B-Shadow did the job and should be able to hold on. We'll check further up the pack here. Mexena right there in the 4th position. He's kind of had an up and down race, trying to get to the 3rd place spot of Standing Jewel. Welcome to the stream there, Godzilla. Glad to have you. Currently 42 of 61 laps down, league number 3 in the M3 Series here at MEA. But look at this, Bobberts is starting to go the wrong way. Not sure what's going on with Bobberts. He's lost a ton of ground on Servi, and now is currently possibly going to be under fire, as Standing Jewel and the leader starting to creep up on him. We'll pull up the race map here, and you can see, look how far. Servi's just now getting across the line. And Bobberts is currently trying to stay away from the guys that are behind him, so kind of interesting to see how that's going. We got a couple of cars battling for 5th, though, as TT Neversaw finally got passed by SMX Savitar in the 12th position. Let's see how these lap down cars may play a factor here, as Delete and Elgard are right there for the 5th spot. TT Neversaw the lap down car, and he's right there in front of them, and Elgard, this is what Elgard wants to see. He wants to see these lap cars. Oh, TT Neversaw didn't get a good run out of the corner. Delete had to kind of hold off a little bit as he goes to the inside of Never Saw now. And Elgard makes a really hard dive to the inside, gets too far inside, got a little wide coming out of it. Top 5 of the season. Elgard struggling now. They have a little bit faster car in front of them. Those Sabotage got a little bit more speed than Never Saw. Never Saw has been doing a great job in his debut appearance in the A lobby. Consistency has kind of been a killing factor for some of these drivers in the backpack of the group, but it's been really fun to watch as they're making it very interesting for these lead lap cars to try to get around some of these guys. Nicole and Venomous still going at it. B-Shadow and K-Man. K-Man hasn't gone off a whole lot yet. Right now, Elgard's trying to gain a little more ground on the lead. We're back to see how these Shadow's doing. Scott Kamen right on him again, though. Nicole's still working on Venomous. She just can't seem to get a run. Nicole trying to make something happen there. Nicole looking to line up. It looked like she was going to try to take a pass to the inside there. Decides not to, it looks like. Right behind Venomous, trying to get that 7th position. Nicole working hard right now. She's trying to do everything she can. She's been the faster car, just can't seem to get around him. This might be Nicole's chance. She looks like she got a good run to that inside. Look at that. She's right there. All right, let's see what Nicole does with this. Venomous is trying to do everything he can right now to hold off Nicole. Robert's now 12 seconds behind Servy, and he's starting to lose some ground and starting to get caught up by Standing Jewel. You see right there, Standing Jewel, Mexena starting to creep up on Bobberts. Looks like that they're going to see some lap traffic though here in a minute as MRT Truth, we haven't talked a whole lot about him today. Currently running in the 13th position. Truth has been kind of quiet throughout this race. Not a whole lot going on for him as he is currently trying to track down the driver in front of him. That would be TT Never Saw. Never Saw has been kind of going back and forth in positions, and he's seen plenty of people. I'm sure he's ready for 12 more laps here to try to hold off Truth sees a couple other cars battling for position on the lead lap right behind them. Get on the rear view camera of MRT Truth, and you see right there SSR Nicole still trying to fight. Oh, but MRT Truth gets loose! MRT Truth almost spun out, was able to hold on to the car. Unfortunately, losing quite a bit of time as Venomous and Nicole get right on by him. Very fortunate to hold on that car. He got on the outside line, got a little bit too far wide. Looked like he clipped the grass just a little bit too much, started spinning the car. Was able to hold on to it, but lost some valuable time on TT Never Saw, who's currently in the 12th position right in front of him. He's got Nicole, who's been tracking down Venomous. They're right there in front of him as well. A very scary moment for Truth, not only Truth, but Venomous and Nicole, who are right behind him. I mean, that could have ended really bad. Both of them. Nicole got a nice little run through that corner. She's right back on track with Venomous. They got another lap down car in front of them. That'd be TT Never Saw. Look at that! Venomous is trying to quit. Is trying to shake Nicole off the trap. Nicole trying to stay in line with Venomous. What will Never Saw do right here? He's got two drivers battling for position. He knows MRT Truth is on the way as well. Nicole's got a little bit loose coming off the X there, got a little unstable. Venomous doing everything he can to hold off SSR Nicole. And now they got right behind TT, and this is what Nicole kind of wants to see. Not so much Venomous, and definitely not Never Saw, as Never Saw is trying to hold on to 12th, and he knows that MRT is kind of by himself, not a whole lot going on for him. He's got TT has to figure out where he wants to let these guys on through, because right now trying to hold them up is probably not his best option. Venomous goes a little wide, gets alongside TT. Nicole has to try to follow. TT backs off just enough, but that's not very good for TT, as right now he's got fire from MRT Truth. TT gets into the grass. MRT Truth goes right on by him. So just like that, we talked about how dangerous of a situation that was for Never Saw, and it just wasn't meant to be there for him. As let's get up further in the pack now, since that has unfolded. Look at that, it's a battle for the 5th position. MRT Elgard and Delete battling for the 5th spot now, as it looks like lap down. I believe that's Savitar. I'm sorry, I was about to say that. And so Delete now has to figure out how to get around Savitar. We're gonna pull up the race map because right in front of them, Bobberts. Oh, but Bobberts had. Like he got a little bit of a gap. Something must have happened to Standing Joel and Senna during that run. Since last time we've seen them. So Bobberts, something working out for him. So we'll stay on the battle for the 5th spot right now between Delete and Elgard. here. Will Savitar make it a little difficult for these two guys to get around? He's a little bit faster than the cars on the track. Currently 11th. Had issues earlier in this race. He's been bouncing back ever since. You can see that Savitar's pretty much got pace with some of these guys. Might not be the fastest of the three cars in line right now, especially being slapped down and having earlier issues, but it makes it a little bit more difficult for Delete, and it kind of helps Elgard a little bit out because Delete's got to figure out how to find speed, but oh my gosh, look at that! Delete's made a mistake! Delete's not getting a good run off the corner, and that, just like that, Elgard takes over the fifth spot. You know Delete wants this, and look at that, he goes dives to the inside line, he tries to hold on, but can't. Elgard getting a better run. Elgard, though, gets a little wide, and Delete to the inside line, these two are still duking it out, but now Elgard has to worry about getting around Savitar, and Delete's kind of like, alright, you know what, I'll get back in line, see what you can do around this guy, and maybe I can capitalize on your mistake. Let's see what Delete does here as Elgard gets right in front of him. He's right on his back bumper as they go into turn number 1. You gotta think Delete's probably a little bit frustrated with the mistake he made right there, but as a driver, this is the time. You know there's not many laps left in the race. What can you do? What do you have to offer? Can you keep yourself mentally stable in a time like this? Delete's been the 5th place car, and look at that, Savitar just lets them on by, so Delete has to do some work here as Elgard gets a little and too deep into the turn, side by side, as Delete to the outside line, Elgard back to the inside though. And Delete gave his best opportunity right there at him, but it's not over yet. They still got about 4 laps to go here. Anything can happen. Delete trying to put the pressure on Elgard. So both of them make a mistake. Elgard able to hold on to his position though. Delete trying to bounce back. He never had a top 5 in MEA. Looking to get his first, but he has to get back around Elgard right now. As Delete working. Delete gets too far wide again. Delete makes another big mistake. And that could probably be the mistake that cost him a top 5 finish, but we haven't seen enough of it yet. He didn't lose a whole lot of speed. Elgard doesn't have a little bit, he's been kind of struggling through this section. And look at that, Delete gets right back in line with him. Delete looks to the inside line, MRT, Elgard to the inside, or I should say the middle line. Elgard able to get a good run off of exit. Delete being able to hang on. These two are still hanging on for dear life. Only a few laps remain. Standing Joel now is under fire. Standing Joel, look at this. Right behind him. MEX Senna's rebound about 300 feet. Senna looking. Standing Joel trying to hang on. And Standing Joel doing everything he can. He's only got a couple laps left to go to hang on to finish the top 3, but Senna wants that. Look at him, he's putting the pressure on now. What seemed to be an opportunity for both of these drivers to battle Epsor Bobberts for the 2nd position. These two have been battling so hard that they've lost a ton of ground on Bobberts, and now they're just basically battling for that 3rd spot. Look at this, Standing Joel gets a little bit of a tough from Senna. Senna trying to do a little bit of a bump pass. Can't get the deal done. Standing Joel holding it tight, holding it strong. He's doing everything possible to hold off Senna right now. We got 3 battles on the track right now. We pulled up the race map. We got the 4th place battle, the 3rd place battle between Standing Joel and Senna. Elgard and Delete battling for the 6th spot back there. Meanwhile, it looks like Nicole's finally, yes, SSR Nicole has finally gotten around of SMX Venomous, so that battle is currently no more. So right now, 2 battles on the track remain. MEX Senna right now trying to get around Standing Joel. 1 lap to go in this race. Standing Joel outside line. MEX Senna to the inside line. Senna trying to make an opportunity happen. Senna whips it out to the outside. Now gets back in line with Standing Joel. Joel trying to hold on here. And Joel is just doing everything he can. But Senna's doing everything he can to get around Joel right now. These two are really battling out here. 1 lap to go. Serby's going to be crossing that line. Here he comes, but Serby's got a little bit of lap traffic right now. Bobbert's all by himself. The white flag in the air, 1 to go. RZM Serby, start to finish, has not looked back. He's been all by himself and trying to get around 1 lap car. Saw getting out of Serby's way. And what a strong race by Serby, as Neversaw goes 2 laps down now. Serby, not a whole lot this week has gone for him. He won last week, had to kind of stay away from ESV Hydra. Wins that race. Serby looking to go for another championship inside of MEA. He will stretch out the points lead, coming across the final turn to the start-finish line. RZM Serby wins week number 3 at Silverstone. Bobberts right here is going to come in second, but right behind them, a battle for the 3rd spot. Senna trying to do something here. Senna, look at him, cuts it to the inside. Standing Joel gets the run, and just like that, Joel finished 3rd over Senna in 4th. And right behind them, the battle for 5th. Look at this. Can Elgard make something happen? He whips it way out right. He's trying to get a really fast run out of the corner. Cannot do it. Delite's going to hang on after repassing him. Delete will take a top 5 in week number 3 in his first top 5 in MEA. Nicole will finish 7th after battling what seemed to be an impossible race for her. Venomous will take 8th. 9th will be K-Man if he's trying to get around the AI driver. 10th place will be MRT Truth. 11th should be Neversaw, but SMX Savitar had to re-pit again. Yes, the Savitar will finish 12th. And it looks like somebody else has dropped out of this race late. Beast Shadow. Not sure what happened. Looks like he must have lagged out. And Kragadon will finish 14th. Or sorry, Merciful finished 14th and Kragadon 15th. So hang on real quick here. We'll have post-race interviews as RZM Serby is your race winner here in week number 3, and what a race that was. That was a lot of fun to cover. I mean, that was a blast. I mean, I tell you what, in all the races we've done, we've never done really any true short track races, and it did not disappoint us. The battling in the middle of the pack, that was something else. Those guys did not stop duking it out. From about 5th on back to 9th, it was just what a battle between those guys. We're going to get the top 5 drivers in here momentarily to talk to them about how their race went, get a post-race interview, and then get ready for next week's race. So I believe that was Delete that finished 5th, and it was. There was so much going on the track, we kind of couldn't keep track on one battle. Alright, so here in a minute, some of the drivers already joined the party now, and if you guys don't mind, go ahead and click on your party audio box so people can hear you. And once we get Delete in here, we should be ready to go. I believe Senna has to go to work, so we'll probably have to bypass that. We could try to get Delete in here. So, as we're waiting for Delete to see if we get him in here, we'll go over the top 5. RZM Serby, your race winner, right behind MSSR Bobberts. 3rd, finishing Standing Joel. 4th, Senna. And rounding out your top 5 will be Delete. One heck of a race that he had to fight back. And speaking of Delete, make sure you check off the party box inside the party chat. And we're going to start with you, Delete. You finished 5th here today in what seems to be one wild race for you and many for others. I tell you what, that the beginning of the race, it seemed like after, came in from 5th on back to 12th. You guys already for about, it seemed like for about 5-6 laps. I mean, that pack was really tight, about 2-3 wide the whole the whole entire time between that period. Later in the race, you found some speed. It looked like you were starting to catch the top 4, but then got caught up by Elgard, and you guys duked it out there at the end, went back and forth. You both made minor mistakes, but you guys were running your hearts out. That had to be one heck of a race for you.
I'm still all over the place right now.
And we saw the last few laps of the race. It seemed like after you got passed by Elgard, you started to kind of really dig deep. And we watched you before you hit the long straight. You got a little too wide twice, 2 laps in a row. And just how did you rebound from that? Mentally, with only a few laps rest in the race, you got to be thinking your mind must be going crazy at that point.
Yeah, it was a little bit. The only thing I was telling myself really was not letting them have this race. That's I'm not letting them have that.
And I got to ask you before we move on to Jewel, but with 1 lap to go, we were kind of jumping around. There was about 4 different battles on the track. We didn't get to see the pass back. What happened there? How did you get back around?
I think it was on the last one. So he went a little bit wide and I managed to get a back on him. I just forced him nearly out and I came out from my left.
And I believe this is your first top 5 in MEA, am I correct?
It is.
Well, congratulations, Delete. You ran one heck of a race. You've been a strong car all season long, and looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season progressed with 2 weeks to go. Next week being Nürburgring GP. A track that some struggle on, but a very fun place to race at. Congratulations on your top 5 finish.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Not a problem. And MEX Senna had to leave due to work-related things, so we won't be getting Senna in here, but he finished 4th after tracking down Standing Joel with only a few laps to go, but finishing 4th. Congratulations to MEX Senna. And Standing Joel, I got to ask you, those last few laps, it seemed like you and Senna were catching up to Bobberts late, middle part of the race there, and then we got back and you guys lost some ground on him. What happened there? And then take us through the last few laps. It seemed like he was giving you everything he had, and you were just trying to keep him behind you.
Yeah, we were catching up quite a bit actually, probably due to the better tires than Bobberts. Then he made a move on my inside in the final corner, and yeah, it was a bit iffy, and therefore we lost a lot of time. And yeah, after that it was really one of the most intense battles I've had in a long time.
And I gotta ask, because you had a really good run in week number 1 and you finishing top 5 back at Road Atlanta last week. You had a great start, but late in the race it really went south for you. Not what you want to do, following a good performance, but you really bounced back this week to finish top 3. I mean, take us through the mental preparation it was for you to keep Senna behind you and just trying to make sure that he didn't have any lanes to get around you.
Yeah, I just focused on one thing, and that was getting the best exit I possibly could, and it worked out.
Congratulations, Standing Joel, on another great performance in week number 3. Looking forward to seeing how you finish out the season. So congratulations. Moving up the ladder here, SSR Bobberts. A quiet race for you and Servi as you guys kind of separate yourself from the pack, but it was a very good run for you, finishing 2nd. We didn't really get to see why you kind of fell off the pace. It seemed like the beginning of the race you were able to kind of keep a relatively good distance with Servi before later in the race it seemed like you got gapped. Was there any mistakes that happened in your race?
There was a couple of mistakes. I think I ran 2 or 3 54, some big mistakes, but one of them I lost 2 seconds. I was catching up to some lap traffic. I think it was Neversaw, and I was stuck behind him for well over a lap. To be cheeky, I had to give him a little tap going into the hairpin as we were then going onto the hangar straights, just so I could get around him, because I was losing so much time behind him. I lost about 800, well maybe 500-600 feet to Servi, and I lost the gap nearly to Jewel and to Senna, so that nearly cost me my second place. Yeah, I did begin to pull away a little bit, and then they caught back up. But then when they started battling, I just got into a rhythm again. I got put in a lot of good laps, but you know, just want to say, Servi was just, sorry Steve, one last thing.
Oh, you're good.
Servi was just outstanding today. He just pumped the laps in. He was more consistent than the rest of us. And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a boring race. I know he would have had a boring race, bar maybe the first lap, but you know, fair play.
And you know, when you saw Standing Jewel and Senna, because at that point of the race, when they were starting to gain on you, they were not yet in battle mode. Senna was making hard strides late to get to him. But was there any point in the race where you were thinking, man, I'm going to have to start defending for my position?
Not to be cocky or anything, but no. I noticed they were catching very slowly. And I realised I'd put in a few mediocre laps, and I thought, okay, well, it's time to pump up the pace a little bit more. And so that's when I started doing the 53-foot 53 fives more, and then I started to pull away a little bit, and then they started deucing and diking. I think Senna had a quicker lap than I did, so I thought maybe he had a little bit more pace than Jewel. I'm not too sure, but maybe that's why Senna tried to go for it, because he thought maybe we could try and catch up to me. But, you know, they had a good battle. I was trying to look behind at certain points to see what was going on, but just showed how boring my race was.
Well, congratulations on a top 3 finish. And one more thing before we go, Bobberts. The lap traffic, being it was a short track race, it really did play a factor for some people, especially your part of the race, getting behind Never Saw. How tough is that, especially on a track like this?
It's quite hard to overtake here because obviously you've got quite a lot of you know, acceleration zones and quite a few high-speedish corners, let's say. But the problem is, obviously, everyone's got different braking points. You don't know when they're going to brake. It's just it's guesswork. Obviously, you just try. You don't want to have to hit them off, or you know, or something. So like I said with me, I had to give a little push, just a tiny bit, just so I can think. Because you know, some people like Truth let me through. But you know, some people you don't have to give way. Obviously, some do, some don't. Everyone's different. But on this particular track, because of it's not a long track at all, it's quite difficult.
Well, congratulations, Bobberts, on the second place finish, and we know you're going to miss a race, but Hydra missed a race also this week because of personal issues at home. But congratulations on a second place finish.
Thank you, and lastly, thank you. Well done to everybody who took part into the top 5 here.
And congratulations, and moving up, your winner for back-to-back weeks, week number 3 winner, RZM Servi. And Servi, not much went on for you today. You know, last week you were kind of trying to keep pace, to keep Hydra behind you. Hydra, once again, obviously couldn't make it this week due to some personal things at home. But what a race for you. You ran very consistently. I got to ask you, being that probably passing lap traffic was the most activity part of your race. You know, we talked about it with Bobberts. How tough was lap traffic for you today?
Not troubling whatsoever. Everybody was very nice and moved over to me once I caught up to them. At the end, I was on the last 2 laps, I caught up to, I think it was 11th and 10th place. They were battling for position, and I was thinking that they might not move over and I may have to work my way around them, but surprisingly, they both kind of just, in turn, just slowed down and let me pass. So everybody was very respectful, probably a little too respectful. I almost kind of wish that they would try and fight me, but you know.
I was going to ask that because earlier in the race, not to cut you off there, you had Nicole and I believe Venomous in front of you, and they were kind of near each other, but they kind of both kind of gave way. But you know, they kind of had the pace to stay in front of you and make it work a little bit if they really wanted to. But they, like you said, it seemed like people were just getting out of your way. But at any point of the race, especially earlier when you started to get into lap traffic, did you think maybe it was going to be a little difficult?
I can't say I did. I mean, I was just I was bumping up the laps. I was just kind of
right in your zone.
I don't know how to describe it. I wasn't really thinking that much. Like, I kind of expected them to move over me because everyone else had. I didn't try and get too close to anybody. If they didn't move over right away, I just stayed my distance from them. But I mean, they didn't take too long to move over for me. Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can say about the race. Nothing really happened.
Right.
Just, you know, being consistent.
Well, nonetheless, Servi, another win for you. you know, 2 weeks left to go. Nürburgring next week. You said that's not one of your best tracks. However, Hydra coming back, definitely going to put some pressure on you as you are currently the points leader. Being that he's a race down, just show up through the race and make sure that you get it in, and make sure you stay in front of Bobbers, because right now Bobbers is the one that's going to be tracking you down going into the final 2 weeks. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's definitely good to have that one race pushing on Murph or Hydra. I'm not going to use that as an excuse to not try. I'll definitely be doing those 2 races trying to win still. But yeah, it's at least good to know that I don't have to have that pressure as in race 2 where we were both still equalizing points.
Right, and you had a 1-point lead at that time, but now you got quite a bit of a lead on him. So congratulations once again, though, on the win, Serby. Looking forward to seeing how the season plays out for you as well. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And to everybody that was watching, we had a great crowd again today. Averaged about 8, 9, 10 people throughout the entire race, in and out. Got to see new faces. Glad to have you all here for week number 3. I'm SSR Mayhem, as week number 3 is now in the books with 2 to go. Next week, Nürburgring GP. It's going to be an interesting one. Thank you all for watching here at MEA, and you all